Reach out at 624-242-7915.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Living in Cabo with Enrique Vazquez, the most interesting radio show in Cabo, broadcasting live on Radiante 89.1 FM and TV Mar. And now we're going live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube in Living in Cabo with Enrique Vazquez, the most interesting radio show in Cabo. And today's guest is the one and only Jesús Corral, who is coming back for a second time because the public could not get enough of him. And we're going to talk about the history of Los Cabos and those parts of history that mark that before and after. So to put you a little bit in context, a few weeks ago, we had our guest, Jesus, and we talked about the history and the development. And we talked about how Jesus got here in 1965 when he was 7 years old, and there was nothing in Cabo. There were no roads. There were only cattle. There were about 5,000 to 8,000 people. And we want to know how Cabo San Lucas grew from 5,000 to 8,000 people, a town full of cattle. There were nothing, and how that became into one of the world's top luxury destinations. So, Jesus, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming. It's a true honor to have you here, my friend.
Thank you for having me here again, and ready. Shoot.
Are you ready? Let's get into business, because if not, we're not going to have enough time. So, Jesus, tell us about the good old days. You know, right today, as I was driving from Cabo to San Jose over here, I was listening to a very special song called "The Summer of '69."
That's a good one.
I love that song.
That's a
right?
good one.
I kind of wish I lived in that time. But tell us, Jesus, how was Cabo back in the summer of '69?
Well, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much. But well, going to business. I mean, just face the fact that in 1965 I was 7 years old. So my perspective of whatever I'm going to say is the perspective of a child,
of course,
who's 7 years old, and whose first trip to La Peninsula, the peninsula of Baja California, was a complete adventure. Mm-hmm. Let's start with the fact that I was born and raised in Mexico City from parents of out of Mexico City. My mom was born in Los Cabos, so my grandfather and my grandmother. So they decided to bring us here for the first time, and the flight took a long time. We flew from Mexico City to Guadalajara in I can't remember whether it was a DC-3 or a DC-6, but it was a propeller plane. It was an old plane of what it was called Aeronaves de Mexico. Nowadays it's Aeroméxico.
Okay.
But it was Aeronaves de Mexico. Very old plane. And then we made a stop in Guadalajara and flew to La Paz. That was the only way to get here.
Okay.
We got to La Paz at night, and we had to stay overnight in Hotel La Perla.
Okay.
La Perla, which was an old hotel in La Paz.
Is it still on today?
I think so. I don't know. I never came back to that hotel, so I don't know. But it was right on the bay. The Bay of La Paz. We slept for a few hours because we had to wake up at 2 a.m. So the road trip took us 12 hours from La Paz to San Jose del Cabo.
12 hours.
12 hours.
Wow.
Because there were no roads, and we had to travel through the arroyos and dirt roads. So it took 12 hours, and the reason why my mom wake us up at 2 a.m. in the morning was because she tried to avoid the direct sunlight of the evening.
Oh, okay.
So
and right in your eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah, to prevent any accidents,
we drove in the morning, and we got here around 2 p.m. That was the first time. So what did we used to do when we got here? We lived in my uncle's house in San Jose del Cabo, which was across from the mail office. The mail office does not exist anymore.
Yeah, where was the mail office?
It was where the Plaza Mijares is.
Oh, okay, in San Jose, main downtown
in San Jose, downtown San Jose.
Okay.
Across from the church.
Okay.
But there was no plaza. There was a street. that was a street, actually, a dirt street. There was no paved street. So we stayed in his house, and we stay also in the second floor of Almacenes con Canseco. That used to be the start of the town, and we stay there. Our days pass on the beach, by the beach in Acapulquito. They had a house in Acapulquito, two little houses there.
Okay.
Acapulquito is nowadays Querencia.
Yes, and it's one of Los Cabos' most popular surf beaches.
Yeah, right there. Right there. Actually, no one used to surf in those days.
Nobody used to
No,
surf
no,
in
none.
those days.
None.
Only
Nobody.
cows, highway, and the horses. That's what they say back then.
Yes.
And here
yes.
they're commenting that La Perla was the fanciest hotel back then. So ooh la la.
Well, it was the fanciest, but also the only,
The only
one.
one. It was the fanciest, but
yeah.
also the only one.
That's marketing. But yeah, that's marketing. So that's what we did, and that's how our days were.
Okay.
We used to go to Cabo San Lucas, but the trip to San Jose del Cabo to Cabo San Lucas took about 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So it was a long trip just to go there for something. We used to go and visit.
What did you do back there?
We used to visit Mr. Carmen Fisher. She
Okay.
was Alfonso's mother.
Okay.
And she was very, very, very nice lady who had a watermelon garden in his
Okay.
backyard, and she offered a lot of watermelons to take back. I think it was the first time I ate watermelon.
Really?
Yeah.
How did we grow up watermelons here? I mean,
I
in
don't
the
know.
desert?
I don't
Because
know.
they need a lot of
Well,
water, don't they?
no. Cabo San Lucas was not in the middle of a desert. They had water.
Okay.
There was water in Cabo San Lucas. So, no, it wasn't desert. So, it was actually a very small and very seldom houses, but a beautiful town. There was no marina, no nothing
Okay.
other than just some houses of local people.
Okay.
And we're talking 1965.
Okay, wow. You just brought a very interesting point. So you said like back in the 60s in Los Cabos when you first arrived, of course this is from a perspective from a 7-year-old Jesus. You said there was water in Cabo back
There was
then?
water, yeah.
No,
yeah,
there was
there
no shortage of water back
Oh
then?
no! There was no shortage of water anywhere. I mean, there was plenty of water for San Jose and Cabo San